Hey guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com. Can you believe it? I've had my E46 M3 for a year already. Boy, does time fly. Hey, if you like E46 M3s, hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next video. I post at least 3 videos a week. Like and share this video so our channel can grow. And as always, leave a positive comment below. So this, as you know, if you follow the channel, this is my second E46 M3. This is a gorgeous color, Mystic Blue, with a black interior, 6-speed manual coupe. You can see here we have 19-inch wheels. And it's a gorgeous car. I can't believe I've had this car a year already. So here's my 1-year review. What I wanted to do, instead of just talking to the camera so you can see my face, I think you'd rather see the car. So let's see some B-roll of the E46 M3. So I've always loved these cars. I've loved these cars for, I can't even tell you how long, before even they were that popular. This is my second E46 M3. And what's so great about this car? Well, the first thing is this engine, the S54 engine. I've been lucky enough to have this engine in 3 cars, my 2 E46 M3s and also my 2001 Z3 M Coupe with the S54 engine that had this S54 as well. And it's just, the engine is to die for. It is a straight 6, normally aspirated, and has a red line of over 8,000 RPM. All 3 of the cars that I had with that engine were mated to a manual transmission. 6 speeds in the E46 M3, but in the Z3 M Coupe, it was only a 5-speed manual. Now this one here has no navigation. It's got the Napa leather. It's got the sunroof. It's got the 19-inch wheels. It's got the heated seats and a couple other miscellaneous options. The only mod to the car really is a catback exhaust, which sounds really good. During this video, I'll play some sound clips of that. Now, why do I like E46 M3s? Well, I think it's one of the best looking M3s or BMWs ever made. Certainly, to me, the best looking M3 ever made. My first E46 M3 had the standard 18-inch wheels. These are the optional 19s. I love them with 3 pedals. Buy whatever you like. If you want an automatic or sequential manual, definitely get the SMG, but I prefer the 6-speed manual. I think it's just a little more fun. I think it's a better transmission, and I think it's more reliable and cheaper to own. There were an array of interior colors. This is the black interior on mine with the Napa leather. There was silver, there was red, there was the cinnamon. And again, here is a shot of the S54 engine. Phenomenal engine. Probably my favorite engine ever, to be honest. Now, these are old cars. They were made here in the United States from model year 2001 to 2006. So the newest cars, you know, my car's 17, almost 18 years old, being in 2003. They're going to require maintenance. Now, my car came with a stack of receipts, and that's why I bought it, and it passed the PPI with flying colors, but I still had to sink money into the car, and I will get to that later in the video. How you want to buy these cars, and I've said it over and over again in my videos, is buy on condition, not mileage. I looked at a lot of low mileage cars. I looked at a lot of high mileage cars, and this one had the best maintenance history, drove the best, was mechanically the best of all the cars I looked at. And I probably looked at a dozen cars before buying this. Again, if you follow the channel, you know I love blue cars, so I'm of course partial to Mystic Blue. If you also follow the channel, you know my first E46 M3 was Laguna Seca Blue. Same thing, 2003, black interior, no sunroof, 6-speed manual coupe. What's great about owning an E46 M3 is there are plenty of aftermarket parts available. So whether you want to do wheels, suspension, exhaust, intake, you name it, there's a whole community of E46 M3s and also good mechanics too. Now, I had an emission problem passing inspection. That was solved by BMW of Tenafly, so I think for your major repairs you may want to go to an actual BMW dealership, but there are plenty of very good independent mechanics so you can keep your costs down. So what's great about the car? Number 1, I said the looks. Of course, number 2, how it drives. I love that it's rear-wheel drive. I love that you have a standard manual transmission. And what I really love about this car is the size. This car is about 175, 176 inches long compared to my M340i X-Drive, which is my new daily driver. And I did a video between these 2 cars already, so I won't get into the differences and what I like about each or dislike. You can watch that video for that. But that car is 10 inches longer than this car. So when I drive my M340i X-Drive, which is my daily driver, and then I get back into this car seems just the right size, like so small. So when I go to the daily driver, the M340, I feel like that's such a big car because it is 10 inches longer than this car. So this is really the perfect size. This, if you wanted a modern equivalent to this car, I would say the E46 M3 is the modern M2. They're essentially the same size. They're about a half an inch difference in size. And the M2 is now like the smaller, lighter, more nimble car. And that's what I think the E46 M3 is here. Certainly in that time period. They're a blast to own. They're going up in value. So if you want a car that doesn't depreciate, yeah, you can buy a new M340i like I have, but it's going to depreciate like a rock and it'll never be collectible. These cars are probably past the bottom. They've already been going up the last couple of years. I think if you bought one 5 years ago, it'll be less than it would cost you today. But I think we have a time frame here that this can be one of the last cars to get. The last chance to get the car, rather, because I think they're going to go up in value and out of reach. Now, again, not every car will go up in value. People ask me all the time what I think about SMG convertibles. You know, I think I would equate it to the 993 Porsches. I think that these cars, the coupe manual clean cars, will go up in value so much it's going to drag up the convertibles, just like the 993 coupes dragged up the 993 convertibles. They'll never be worth what the coupes will be worth. But I think if you did buy a convertible, manual or SMG, that price would go up too, but just not as fast. Again, these are old cars, so they're going to require maintenance. So if your car goes up a couple $1,000s each year, you're going to put a couple thousand in maintenance. So if you're really looking at this for an investment car, I think you have to keep it a very long time. This is not going to be a quick flip where you can make money. These cars, they're not making any more of them. We're not seeing cars with hydraulic steering and rear drive and stick shifts and engines that rev up to 8,000 RPM. So I think these cars are, if you have one, you should hang on to it. If you don't have one and you're thinking of getting one, I think honestly you have to buy this car sooner or later. I think in 5 years from now, this car will be out of reach or be a crazy price that it won't equate to the driving experience. Now, you will have to do a lot of things on this car. I have a couple videos, 3 things you need to know about the E46 M3, so you can watch that video separately. I won't take your time on it here, but I don't care what kind of car you buy, you're probably going to have to sink initially probably close to $5,000 for when you buy it. So a lot of people say to me, because I used to say buy a $20,000 car. Now over the years I say buy a car between 25 to 30, and honestly you're probably still going to have to fix some things, make sure you pass inspection, deferred maintenance. Don't be surprised if you put another $5,000 the first year. But after that, I think you could probably run this car for $2,000 to $3,000 a year, and I can certainly see going up $2,000 to $3,000 a year. When this car is 10 years old, which is coming up very soon, because 2001 was the first model year, I think we'll see a significant jump in price. And then obviously when it gets to 20 or 30 years old, we'll really see a significant price. So that's why I think this next 12 to 24 months is what I would say to buy the car. And then I think you'll do well after that. Again, you're going to have to keep maintaining it and keep driving it. So the best way to maintain your car is to drive it regularly. Now, with a 17-year-old car, and some of them are even older than that, you will have to put in maintenance to the car. You have to constantly upkeep and keep them maintained. The problem is most people sell these cars when the maintenance has exceeded, it doesn't make sense. If the guy can sell it for maybe a $5,000 profit, he's not going to put in $5,000 in maintenance to sell it. He's just going to sell it as is. So always assume that you're going to do it. Now, I changed a lot of stuff on my car. I probably spent $5,000 if you were going to go to a shop to do it. I replaced all the pulleys, I replaced the belts, I replaced a lot of the emissions equipment because it failed inspection for me for the first time for an evap leak. It turned out to be a $120 repair, but I spent a couple grand replacing things before the dealership solved it for $120. So thanks again for BMW and Tenafly to figuring that out. I just had an emissions, I replaced the gas cap, but the line going where you put the gas in from the pump to the gas tank had a slight crack in it, and that was giving the gas smell and the emissions leak, and that's why I was failing inspection. Had to drive a lot to reset the computers, but now it's running fine. I also replaced the AC compressor and a couple other incidentals to make the car, running as close to perfect as possible. Again, it's an old car. It's always going to need something. What I love best about the car is just driving on back roads. In isolation, it's a quick car. 0 to 60 is about 4.9 seconds, maybe 5 seconds, 5.1 because they're a little older now. My car has about 93,000 miles on it. I put about 3,000 miles on it in the 12 months that I've owned it. I'd love to put more mileage on. We were home, half of that is during the pandemic. And then obviously I've been working from home now. Not that I ever use this for work, I just use it for pleasure. And I have, if you follow the channel, I have a lot of other cars, so this competes with the other cars as well. But it's a stunning car, especially if you get it in a cool color. If you want Mystic Blue or Laguna Seca Blue is going to cost you $40,000, $50,000, which I can't believe. Imola Red, a lot of silver and stuff, and black will probably be less because there's some more popular colors. So if you like those colors, that's good news because you can certainly buy those at a cheaper price. But I highly recommend this car. It's a blast to drive. It'll go up in value if you get a nice, clean, maintained car. But I just warn you, you will have to continue to maintain it. And I think it's one of the best cars you can own, honestly, in that 25 to 30 price range, even higher than that. For a perfect car, I would even go 35, 40,000. I think it's that good of a driving experience. So that's my 1 year review. We'll have more videos coming soon where we'll get more into specifics. And like, share, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comment. Let me know if you own an E46 M3 or if you're thinking of getting one. And let me know what you think of mine. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.